Okay, y'all. I think I'm starting to see a pattern here. You know, when we look at Hulk Hogan and we see just like 90% of, the wrestling community literally celebrating his death. Now, the people that were born in the, I want to say, 80s, 90s, when I was growing up, Hulk Hogan was doing his NWO stuff, so I still got to see, Hulk Hogan in action. But, anyone that's over, I want to say 30 years old right now, they're not bashing Hulk Hogan, you know, and, I'm going to slide that back because you have a few who are over 30 that's bashing Hulk Hogan. I'm seeing more so of the younger generation bashing him, but then you have the super simp woke Democrat, you know, black people bashing the hell out of Hulk Hogan like, he's the devil. You know, Hulk Hogan never killed anybody like Benoit Snooker or Randy Savage. Okay, just get that clear. You know. Now, you know, just thinking of Hulk Hogan, the next person in line that I would say has that Hulk Hogan aura is John Cena. Now, if you look at Hulk Hogan legacy, toward the end of his legacy, we clearly see what's happening now, getting booed out of the arenas. Um, legacy just seems to be tarnished. Like, I mean, it's horrible. But, John Cena's leaving the WWE, and we all know he had this romance with Nikki Bella a long time ago. But it seems like these internet wrestling community, is starting to bring up old stuff from this John Cena and Nikki Bella relationship, making John Cena look like, a piece of shit on earth. You know, they're just saying, oh, he made her sign this 70 something page prenup and all of this stuff, and he did her so wrong. I mean, they're trying to find anything to tarnish John Cena's legacy. It's really going to be hard for them to do that, but only time will tell. If John Cena has 30, 40 more years of life on this earth, and, let's just say John Cena gets a leaked phone call or something like that, man, they're going to tarnish his legacy. They're still trying to do it with this Nikki Bella stuff. And I remember a few years ago they were trying to bash him for supporting China so hard. So, man, I'm gonna be on the lookout for this John Cena stuff. Once he retires, as one of the greatest wrestlers or greatest champions ever, I honestly think when John Cena hits that, 70 to 80, age, ain't no telling what's going to happen. If John Cena decides to have kids, or if John Cena gets in a relationship with a woman that's, under 25, they're going to start calling him a pedophile. John Cena really needs to protect his legacy. I mean, it seems like he got it on lockdown so far. But, the fans that, these new generation ICP woke fans are crazy. I mean, the only way John Cena is gonna make this out of it alive if he happens to, turn gay or something. Like, he literally is gonna have to come out gay to protect his legacy, which is wild. I mean, he's gonna have to, dye his hair purple or blue and gain, 700 pounds and be a fat gay lesbian to protect his legacy. Because other than that, if, God forbid, if John Cena, dates a woman, that's 25 or younger or 30 and younger, or, some actress or something, and, he says something slick or something, I mean, they might give him the Jonathan Majors treatment. Like, I don't know what John Cena could do to protect his legacy. I mean, The Rock, he has some controversy, but I don't think The Rock is going to go through what Hogan went through. Because the Rock was that guy for a little while, but The Rock isn't, someone that wrestled for like 30 years. The Rock was actually a part-timer really in the mid 2000s and further on. He went to Hollywood. So he's not the mega face, I would say. I mean, he's a face, but true passionate wrestlers, The Rock is about money now. Undertaker, John Cena, I would even go off to say Randy Orton, CM Punk, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, those are true non-stop wrestlers. Even the Hardy Boys, the Hardy Boys, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, they're 100% full-time wrestlers. Not saying they can't take breaks and leave, Edge, he's one of those who true wrestlers. Chris Jericho, a true wrestler. The Rock, he's very influential, but I don't think they're going to go after his legacy like they're probably going to do John Cena. And this is a warning to John Cena. After this last run, make sure you're locked down tight. I would even say, man, take your money and go to China. Honestly, get out of the U.S. They're gonna try to take you down. I feel it. I feel it's gonna come. Go down as the greatest champion. Tell Triple H put you in that Hall of Fame, and get out of the United States before, random allegations and all kind of other stuff, come up and happen, or, they might use you for some Hollywood sacrifice or something. They might try to take you out early or something when it's unexpected, just so they can sell a bunch of merch. Just trust me, like, I can't see John Cena walking away clean, from the business and just staying out of trouble. Something's gonna happen. I mean, Vince McMahon was doing some stuff. Supposedly Brock Lesnar, who knows? We don't know. We don't know what time will tell. But, man, I would stray far from the United States once this is done. Finish your run. Get into the Hall of Fame. Go to Japan. Go to China. Just stay out of England. Stay out of the U.S. Peace.